On the future date of January 17, 1920, the 18th Amendment will take effect prohibiting the sale, manufacturing, and transportation of alcoholic beverages. Anyone who shall violate this act shall pay the fine not exceeding $5,000 or be imprisoned not exceeding 1 year.
Man, you know what's a good idea?
What's a good idea?
A liquor business. Ever since the prohibition, a lot of people are demanding for alcohol. Let's make a business for people to buy our alcohol so our profit will be increasing tremendously.
Sounds like a good idea.
With Prohibition being in effect, there was someone who had to supply Chicago's demand of liquor. This was Frank Nitti, Diamond Joe Esposito, Lester Joseph Nelson aka Babyface, and Al Capone. Diamond Joe Esposito was elected as the Republican head of the 19th Ward. Before his political career, he was a part of a small street gang controlling Little Italy. Once Prohibition began, he began his career as a politician. As a politician, he protected many of the bootleggers for them to do their job.
Lester Joseph Nelson, also known as Babyface. He is famous for robbery and gang activities. He started at the age of only 13. His contribution to bootlegging was driving trucks filled with liquor, filling Chicago with liquor. He later became one of the youngest bootleggers to ever be in the Chicago mob.
Hey, I got the delivery!
Hey kid, I like you. Come in, let's have a talk. Hey, we're starting a business. It'll be very profitable. Do you want to join?
Yeah, I want to join.
At the center of everything was Al Capone. He was involved with the 5 Points gang since he was a teenage boy and got in some gang fights. He was recruited by a high-respected mobster to become his key aide, and later he was in second command. Then the involvement of bootlegging made his business more profitable and became more respected. Before he knew it, he was the new boss of the 5 Points gang.
Bootlegging started in the late 1920s, and the Chicago mobsters took over the illegal activities, and they spread the illegal distribution of illegal liquors throughout the United States, especially in Chicago. And they smuggle it from Canada and other neighboring countries that produces their own liquor. This created a highly profitable business for the Chicago mob. Babyface would transport all the liquor in the city. Diamond Joe would protect them from the law, and Al Capone and Frank Nitti would keep everything in line.
Al Capone's first major job was smuggling booze from Chicago to New York. Al Capone was promoted in 1925 by Johnny Torrio and became the leader of the 5 Points gang. Al Capone's business was making $60 million a year.
What do you want?
Then we go into the bar.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Capone's real
With
life.
all this liquor in the city, there had to be a location where people could consume. This location were secret bars hidden where only people of high status can get in. To prevent problems with government officials, many of them would pay off or bribe officers to look the other way.
Just keep doing what you keep doing. Alright? You cannot arrest this man unless you have the proper evidence of what you think he has done. And until you receive the proper evidence, you will let this man continue to run his business that he wants to run.
Here we have Diamond Joe in court defending someone being accused of bootlegging. With his help, many criminals were able to avoid jail time. Bugs Moran's gang was one of the biggest bootlegging gangs alongside with Al Capone's gang. This made them rivals. Bugs Moran was a notorious criminal in Chicago. He was involved in robberies and even killed a police officer. By this time, he was a feared gangster in Chicago, creating the North Side Gang. The North Side Gang saw a great potential in bootlegging, so they smuggled, distributing, and selling alcohol at a very high price. On February 14, 1929, the most notorious killing of the Roaring Twenties is the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre was Al Capone's most devious plan to eliminate his enemies. Al Capone's plan was to eliminate George Bugs Moran so he can destroy his bootlegging business and make his the only one standing. What he did was he told his men to dress up like policemen and raid George Bugs' headquarters so he can kill every last member of his gang. Moran's gang had no choice but to surrender and put their hands on the wall because they were told it was protocol. Of course, George Bugs' men thought it was protocol, so in result, they were shot dead multiple gunshots to the back. Diamond Joe Esposito was killed in 1928 outside his front steps by Al Capone's men. Frank Miller later committed suicide in 1943.
Babyface, you're under arrest. You have to kill me
Babyface
first.
Nelson was in a brutal shooting with government officials and died of 17 gunshots in 1934.
He's dead.
As the date of today, December 5th, 1933, the 21st Amendment is ratified, repealing the 18th Amendment and bringing the end to prohibition in America.
Man, we're out of job. We're out of business. We got no more money. Alcohol is legal now. What are we
Prohibition
supposed to do
failed to
now?
enforce sobriety and costed the nation billions. Al Capone later dies of cardiac arrest on January 25, 1947.